Hey guys, I'm Lee from Lee Likes Music, the place to share, explore, and learn about rock music from Bandcamp. And as you will see, this video is a little bit different. The lighting is different, the background is different, everything is different because today I was actually thinking of trying something new. I was scheduling a lot of different things today. I had a lot of things to do. I'm going through this learning program that I'm gonna tell you guys about in a different video. So I didn't really have the time to do a casual album review today. So I thought, hey, why not experiment with something else? So here we have Bandcamp Daily. You guys know that I love Bandcamp. I always review rock music that I find on Bandcamp. But in addition to being a very simple streaming platform, Bandcamp is also a place where you can get an insight into what's behind the music, what's in the different music cultures around the world, the different music scenes, what's in the minds of the artists. They have this thing here called Bandcamp Daily, where they basically post daily articles about different things. It can be genres, it can be artists, it can be music scenes. There's a lot of different things for the avid music listener or the person who's really interested in music, and I hope that you are just as much as me. So the idea here is that I will go into one of these reviews, I will read through it for you, and then we can have a discussion at the end of the video. That is basically the idea, so that you don't need to read it for yourself. I don't know if that makes things easier for you or not, but that is what I'm going to do today. And you guys, if you like it at the end of this video, let me know if you want more of these or if you want less of these. So this article today, this Bandcamp Daily article, is about emo rock. I'm not really that familiar with emo rock. I used to listen to Coheed and Cambria, which is kind of within emo rock. I listen to American football, but like, who hasn't heard of those guys? Who have ever heard of emo rock in the first place? But yeah, this was an interesting article that I would love to read because I don't know that much about the genre or the subject. So yeah, football and emo, a love story. And we have this sad football player here. It looks like he has two faces though. Like, this could be his eyes, but I'm pretty sure that this is his eyes. So it's like, two faces? Weird. Anyways, let's start to read here. Emo has always felt anchored in an idealized high school world of school dances, locker love notes, and football games, or at least making out under the bleachers during one. Mainstream emo seemed to occupy the space at the end of the summer, the last week before going back to school or leaving for college, filled with broken promises, unrequited love, and fear of the unknown. With the recurring theme of nostalgia at play, it's no surprise that an all-American varsity sport like football would be rife in music that often represents adolescent sentiment. Starting with the arrival of Champaign, Illinois group American Football, emo boasts a rich history of bands with football-related names. And while the roots of emo can be traced back to the DC hardcore scene of the mid-80s, which became known as emotional hardcore or emo-core, with the core later dropped, it wasn't until 1999 that the genre went mainstream. That year also saw the release of American Football's eponymous, is that the right way of pronouncing that word? Eponymous full-length, as well as the Get Up Kids, Something to Write Home About, which polished up the sound and brought it to a wholesomeness that made it accessible for teenagers. With lyrics that felt ripped from adolescent diaries, emo appealed to everyone, from the quiet nerds to the popular jocks, and they were all team players navigating the emotional battlefield known as high school. Young people across cliques and social groups connected with these vulnerable emo groups that were singing unapologetically about feelings no other genre of bands were willing to display. And let's not forget these male voices that fronted emo bands typically stretched to their breaking points, which was always a fine and appropriately strained way to convey their emotions. here are 5 emo bands that really like football. So the first one, of course, American football. I'm gonna play a clip here. What starts slow with a mix of seemingly improvised chords, trumpets, and hi-hats quickly settles into itself. Is this a jazz record? Nope. This is an emo record. Guitars in disparate states of open tuning amble along together, waiting for Mike Kinsella's voice to come in and wail. American football feels quiet now, considering the emo records that came after it. There's a distinct lack of choruses, and with songs like You Know I Should Be Leaving Soon, followed by But the Regrets Are Killing Me, there's a sense that these tracks represent an unbroken series of journal entries during a particularly terrible breakup. Next up, Chinese football. Though at first glance it might seem as a cheap ripoff of the aforementioned American football, Chinese football are actually paying homage to their American predecessors. In an interview, lead singer Subo admitted, "We live in China, but we saw Fuguzi's DVD as many times as you guys did in America. Chinese football may have Chinese lyrics, but their chord progressions and song structures are similar to their American counterparts from almost 2 decades ago. Chinese football also want you to know that they have a female drummer. What we can hope is some sort of attempt to counteract the sexism and the objectification of women often found in emo lyrics." Next up, we have quarterbacks. Quarterbacks bill themselves as pop punk, but for the purposes of this list, we're gonna call them emo. Super short and speedy songs blast through stages of heartbreak with lyrics like, "I'll be the last boy to really love you." With this record arriving late on the scene in 2015, some would call it a part of the emo revival. It's popular among new set of emo fans, the types who travel far and wide to see bands they missed the first time around because they were too busy playing actual football. Saw your bike from porch to light up in your window, about knocking on your door. Next up, we have Glen football. Too much football here, guys. Why? Landing somewhere on the adenoidal side of emo indebted rock? I don't know what that means, but France Glen's football combined jangling guitars with gang vocals and heavily accented Anglophone lyrics on their Newton Beach EP. On the awkwardly titled Suicide, A Better Way, the band swaps between tempos, opening with a mid-range hot water music style stump before quickly limping into pop-punk double time, while Face Your Contradictions is strongly in the reviver wheelhouse. RVIVR wheelhouse. Football, etc. That's next up. Perhaps the first emo revival bands to adopt a football-centric name and the only one to go all in thematically, Houston's Football, etc., were always one of the most interesting bands going. Lindsay Minton's vocals soar over Mercy Harper's bright melodic bass lines, and her guitar playing possess of an ever more intricate simplicity. Unlike some of their similarly named peers, Football, etc., never go for a grand gesture when a more personal one might suffice, like the featherlight harmonies on Space, which gradually fade as Minton sings "I Am Empty." With ever more deliberate steps, the band takes fundamentally simple ideas and turn them around and around, finding every possible angle in the music. And I disappear. hope that these albums can be of any interest. I'm certainly gonna check out at least some of them. Actually turned out to be a pretty solid video as well. 10 minutes. Actually, it's not that bad. I was afraid this would turn out like 20 minutes, but the article wasn't too long. If you guys enjoyed this, if you would like me to read more articles for you, if you like this way of discovering new rock music, then give this video a thumbs up, and more importantly, leave me a comment below just saying, hey, this was good, this was bad, and that way I know which direction I should go in. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like to share, explore, and learn about rock music from Bandcamp, then I highly suggest you click the subscribe button below. Also make sure you hit the bell icon beside the subscribe button, because in that way you'll always get notified when I upload new videos to this beautiful place right here. And also, again, thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me. I hope that I gave your listening experience a bit more meaning, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.